Alright, so to my knowledge, there isn't a trailer. If there is, I'll probably include that more so to the back of the video. But let's go ahead and react to the MyPlayer, My Career, little Courtside Report video that they did where we're going to be watching a dev and I guess a 2K TV person kind of like interview the man. So let's go ahead and see this. Now, another thing that I did do with the gameplay, we did also go through the tweets. Now, this week is going to be Zach Timmerman giving us tweets like Mike Wayne had told us. So we will probably even go and cover some of the Mike Wayne tweets we didn't get. But yeah, they go over a lot of things. Takeovers, badges. They got a new thing called Cap Breakers that I'm very interested to see how y'all feel about it. Cap Breakers and the badge, the new little badge elevators. Those seem very interesting and very controversial. But we'll get into that. Let's see what they talking about here though.
Welcome back to our next NBA 2K25 Courtside Report. Today I'm joined by Zach Timmerman, principal producer on NBA 2K25, as well as Mark Little, my career developer. Zach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so yeah, this is Zach Timmerman.
Now there's so much to talk about for NBA 2K25.
Bro got on a 2K23 shirt.
Their hoop dreams.
He don't even got on a 2K25 shirt.
Before we get into my career, let's...
Now, the reason why I thought this game was going to be make or break, or today was going to be make or break, because they're showing the builder. I was very hopeful that they would show a brand new builder. You know what I'm saying? Was very disappointed. Spoiler alert, it's pretty much the same builder. Now, this is what I'll say is, 2K22 to now has been pretty much the same builder. You can also throw in 21, but I do think it was been a completely different thing since 2K22 and on. It just feels like since 2K22, they've nerfed it every single year. This year, for the people that wanted it, it seems like a buff. But for the most part, it kind of does feel the same. Now, the takeovers and badges and the testing is going to make it a lot different. And then you got the badge elevator. Then you got the cap breakers and stuff like that. But it does... How you make builds is going to be the same. Now, they do have a new attribute and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into it.
Let's talk about the MyPlayer Builder.
When you're building your MyPlayer, you're not just building a legacy this year, you're also building a dynasty for your team. And we understand this is a very...
And that's something we're going to go over when we get into the My Career portion of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to probably have a timestamp for when we discuss the My Career portion of that.
Integral moment, a very important decision. And so we put a lot of time into ensuring that the various paths that we have in the builder are going to allow all walks of our gamers to be able to make the player that they want to make. To create your own, it's the builder where you just have so many options, changing your position, changing your size.
As soon as I seen this, man, I ain't gonna lie. My heart hit the floor, man. I ain't gonna lie. I really thought they would actually change it. Now, a couple things that I did notice from this screen, though. No more stamina. That's gonna be covered in this video. Actually, it may not. So I'm gonna just say it. Stamina is now Gatorade facility. So you do 7 workouts. Every single workout, no matter what you get on it, you're going to get +2 to stamina. And as you get that up, you're going to get that to, you know what I'm saying, 7 of those workouts +2, 14. It's going to start at 85, get you to 99. It does not go down. Badges also do not go down. But another thing that I didn't see anything that was talked about, all the rebound and defensive rebound is on their own category now. I found that very interesting. I'm guessing that means the badges for those are going to be strictly gained from offense and defensive rebound.
You can articulate through every single one of your attributes and get to right where you want to go with your builder, all while you can see the various perks that...
Physical finisher. Okay, but yeah, we gonna go over the badges when we get more into the blog. I don't think they do that as much here, but just stay tuned for that. But you see they got some new badges. Apparently there's only 40 total badges in the game this year. They took out a lot, so I'm pretty sure they're saying like they combined a lot into one. But they have the full list of the badges in the blog, so stay tuned for that.
That your player is eventually going to be equipped with. Ultimately, it's the builder where somebody who wants to mess around with the thousands of possibilities can eventually make the build that they want to. We also have our pro build making veterans that have been playing the game for a long time. They're probably going to want to jump in there as well. There's also another group that wants to jump in there to try to make a unique build that nobody else in the world has made.
This sounds really intriguing. One thing I loved about last year was community members submitting their builds and you guys implementing them into the game. Are those returning this year?
The community builds feature that we had last year, it was really exciting. It was really nice to grab the best build makers that we have out there, be able to have them put their build in the game. Ultimately, people, when they would grab these builds, they felt like they could instantly compete and play with the best gamers out there. They'll be available season 2. We'll be dropping new ones each season.
So like the community builds, I ain't gonna say too much on it, but I'll just say they're coming back this year. How you feel about that? You know what I'm
With
saying?
the intention of giving you access to the latest and greatest.
Actually, real question though. I know the year before where they had like the little player builds, that was pretty cool. Where you got the whole little screen to change and all that. But do anybody actually use like the NBA player in the community builds? That's just a real question. So
Play styles.
let me know if y'all do.
A lot of new features coming with this new builder system, Zach. What else can you share about creating your MyPlayer in 2K25?
In each of these builder paths, there's access to more information than we've ever given you before. You'll see which badges you qualify for. You'll see which takeovers you qualify for in our new takeover system.
And then he gonna get into that. But this was actually a very important thing that they did here. Another thing that I don't know if they're gonna put this in here, but I want to make sure we say this. My court is coming back. That is a huge deal. That shouldn't be a huge deal because it should have never been left. But that's a pretty big deal for people that has played next gen these past couple years. It has been pretty tough. But yeah, right there he kind of talks about the badges and takeovers, where we're gonna get more in detail. But let me rewind and make sure I cover that right.
MyPlayer in 2K25.
In each of these builder paths, there's access to more information than we've ever given you before. You'll see which badges you qualify for. You'll see which takeovers you qualify for in our new takeover system. And you'll also be able to see which animations your player will qualify for.
Now, this is the big one. When you test your builds, you're literally going to be able to test it. Like, before you ever waste a dime on it, you can test it with all the animations you're going to use. You can test it with your custom jump shot. You can test it with your custom dunk package or whatever you want to do. Bro, that is amazing. Now, there's another build that we can actually look at. Now, I didn't really discuss this, but it seems like they buffed the builder. So look at this build. You get a 93 dunk with a 93 layup, 87 3 ball, 85 pass accuracy, 93 ball handle, 91 steal ball, 85 steal. So this is pretty much like a 6-6 on 2K24 that has steal, printed defense, playmaking all across the board with good pass, 3 ball with good dunk and good layup, and still have 87 speed, 83 agility, and 80 vertical. And y'all may be asking, what's agility? I think they're gonna go over that here. But if they don't, agility is more so off the ball stuff. I thought it would have been like wiggle and stuff like that, but that's apparently not what it is. It's just more so for off the ball. So yeah. Now I will say every animation they have here is an NBA player. So that's very interesting.
Ultimately, it's going to give you a really good feel for whether or not the player is going to move and react the way that you want to through the animation system.
I love all that, but I especially love the new takeover system.
Now, when I first seen this blew my shit because I was really trying to see some upside in the builder. But the takeover system, one thing caught my eye off rip. I want to see if that's going to catch y'all eye. I'm not going to spoil.
We're back in a new way this year. We have 70 takeovers and 14
70
special
takeovers.
abilities. In the builder, you can see which takeovers you qualify for. Once you get into my career, you can swap your takeovers in and out.
All right. So this is the takeovers. What's the first takeover that's catching your eye? All right, now I'm gonna just say for me, it was barbecue chicken. Now, look, when you get takeover, it also shows you what you get. Like, unlock level 4 by achieving level 3 takeover in 10 games. So that's actually interesting. The default takeover does not have a takeover ability. So, yeah, I didn't really even care too much about it, but when I seen barbecue chicken, that just threw me off. But, so you won't even be able to have your takeover ability until you get level 5, and then you would have to get here, because it says unlock level 4 by achieving level 3 takeover in 10 games. So you're not even able to get takeover until you get this all figured out. And you have to do that for pretty much every takeover, it seems. And there's also requirements that you have to meet to even be able to use certain takeovers. So that's interesting. So Board Beast, I'm pretty sure that's going to be for rebounds. Break Igniter is going to be for like break starters. Because you know a lot of people like making those break starters builds. Eraser is going to be for block shots. Elevate is going to be for dunking. Bucket is going to be for scoring. Fundamentals, I don't know. Glass Gunner, that's going to have something to do with rebounds, but I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe that's the guy that gets the ball off the board and takes it coast to coast. That could be what that is. Horse is just that's got to be a guy that's taking crazy shots. Lost art, no clue. I'm guessing that's post because that's lost art, I guess 2K would say. I don't know.
They all have
feathery touches layups
requirements that determine whether or not you're able to equip these takeovers. Once you get into the game, you're going to see your takeover meter. There's 5 levels to your takeover, and it's kind of like 5 levels of hotness. Once you hit level 5, the special ability turns on, and that allows you to kind of dominate the game for a short period of time.
Okay, 70 takeovers.
Okay, now this is not going over gameplay, but this is an animation that's been in the game for years.
It turns on, and that allows you to kind of dominate the game for a short period of time.
Okay, you seen that little circle though? That circle is kind of throwing me off. Oh, high school is on here. So we know that high school is back, but we're in a full-blown arena for the championship, which they used to do, I think. But that's interesting, to be honest. I don't know what that circle is.
Once you hit level 5, the special ability turns on, and that allows you to kind of dominate the game for a short period.
Is that just me? What is that circle? Is that the dunk meter now? What is that circle?
Okay,
because he greened it. What the hell was that circle?
Takeovers. What are some of your favorites?
I think the one that I've been gravitating towards the most is barbecue chicken. If you're a hoop head, you know what that name means. It means you're about to put somebody in the post and turn them into a rag doll.
Oh, that's what barbecue chicken means.
The takeover boosts your post control.
Okay. Oh, okay. See, look, and it gives you certain benefits for that takeover. Easy to beat defenders with post back downs, moves, fakes, and shots. Okay, so this is pretty much like some of that. You know how they kind of was separating the takeovers? They kind of did it even more probably, I'm guessing. So that's interesting.
And your strength. And then when the special ability turns on, it...
Oh, so you get +7 at that point. And then you also going to steal the badge perks where you're talking about, like, juice probably. So
turns on
that'd be interesting.
Which essentially allows you to completely dominate the post, again, for a short period of time. In shot.
Bro, takeovers, tier list going to be back. I ain't going to lie. With 70 takeovers, that's going to be a long-ass video. Hold on now. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Shots, back downs,
not gonna lie.
Every post move you can think of. So it's a lot of fun for somebody who likes to play in the post.
What can you tell us about badges in 2K25?
This year we have 40 badges.
Okay, so he says right there we have 40 badges. I was finna say that, but okay.
Badges, they're a lot more all-encompassing than they have been in the past.
Now, this is when they first revealed that there's a full new tier. Now, I will be honest. Having a new tier should have been this. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm glad they finally went ahead and gave us a new tier. But look at everything that we have. So we got the badge perks here.
Each one of them has a larger impact.
Hold on.
Playing the post.
I want this to be I can't do that.
Badges in 2K25.
This year we have 40 badges. They're a lot more
I just did this for no reason.
Than they have been in the past.
Okay, but yeah, it's tier 1 and tier 2. There's no tier 3, tier 4. It's just tier 1 and tier 2. Then you got your badge perks. You kind of already understand how the badge perks work. That was in the game last year. Badge elevators is replacing floor setters, which I kind of brought up early in the video. Badge elevators is something we probably going to have to go over when we talk about the actual Courtside Report. Same thing with cat breakers. Those two are going to be two very controversial things, in my opinion. But yeah, we have a new tier. I think it's called Legend tier, I believe. And your badges no longer drop. So once you get a badge to a tier, it is there forever. So that's positive. That's a positive. So I'm guessing it's going to be harder to get your badges to these max tiers, though. I'm guessing that's what that's going to mean. But we get a little glimpse of some of the newer badges, I guess you could say. Versatile Visionary, Shifty Shooter, Set Shot Specialist, Ankle Assassin, Lightning Launch, On Ball Menace. So I'm guessing that means Clamps is gone. I'm guessing that means Speed Booster is gone. Mini Marksman. I'm guessing that's like that one badge that we used to have. But I'm pretty sure Ankle Breaker is gone. So there's some legendary badges that's going out the game. So that's what I'm seeing. But the new tier, pretty interesting to me.
Each one of them has a larger impact. And so we're really happy with the badge allotment that we have right now. We feel like we've hit every part of basketball that's important. And ultimately, we're accentuating everybody's play style for these badges.
One other thing I want to talk about is badge progression.
Badge progression is basically how often are you using your badge. The more often you use the badge, the faster it's going to progress. Ultimately, though, if you don't use your badge this year, you won't regress, which I'm sure our fans are pretty happy.
And he pretty much confirms what I just said earlier.
So it sounds like badges are completely reworked this year in 2K25.
Yeah, so this year we introduced a new level of badge called Legend. It's a level above Hall of Fame. It's pretty difficult to get. You have to raise your attributes pretty high, but ultimately, you know, it really allows you to dominate in that area of the game.
Zach, I'm excited. Can't wait to get my hands on the builder. Thanks for all the new details. And for all of you, stay connected to the NBA 2K25 Courtside Report, where you can learn all about the new MyPlayer Builder.
All right, so that's everything for the My Career, or not My Career, but for the MyPlayer Builder. Now, I'm going to put the My Career stuff towards the end of the video. Now, like I said, I will be doing a video on the Courtside Report. I will be doing a video on the tweets. If y'all do want that, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to try to get y'all as much as possible. If there is a trailer, I'll probably put that also before I go over to My Career at the end of this video. But the My Career has a lot of new stuff. I will be honest, it seems like there's more stuff for the My Career. What I'll say about the MyPlayer Builder, I thought today was a make or break day for the game. In my opinion, I think today was an L. Personally, I don't think they did enough changes to the builder itself. I mean, I think they did changes to the builder itself, but I wanted a whole new direction. So us going with the same kind of direction with the builder for another year is kind of crazy, because you think about it, on 2K23, the direction that they changed from 2K22 was now that we had tiers for badges. And if you didn't reach a certain tier, it was a lot harder to get tier 3 badges than it was to get tier 1 and tier 2. Then for 2K24, they went a whole new direction again, where your badges, you could lose them. And then this year, it's pretty much the same thing, but you can't lose them, but you have higher tiers of badges when it comes to the bronze, silver, gold, and Hall of Fame. So in my opinion, I think there was some positives, but I don't think that it outweighed the negatives, in my opinion, from the fact that I don't really like this new build system. I don't think this build system is good. I think it's been outdone, and I really do think that, like, the fact that we've kind of in the past 2 years regressed, because I think 2K22 was still the best year of this build system, even though they've tried to do improvements on it. At the end of the day, the build system is going to be what it is. The gameplay is going to structure how many builds are going to be used. So if the gameplay is kind of restrictive, there's going to just be less builds. So it really don't matter too much what the build system is, because people at the end of the day still going to make their guards, they still going to make their locks, they still going to make their bigs. How people make those builds is going to be based off how restrictive the gameplay is. Does the gameplay allow people to make builds perfectly for how they want to play as a guard, for how they want to play as a lock, for how they want to play as a big? When they say stuff like you have to play a certain way to get your badges to go up faster, that kind of scares me, because that makes me think of some things that was going on last year. Alright, so lead a dynasty in My Career. Set your sights on leading the greatest dynasty of all time on new gen platforms. You know what I'm saying? New takeover system. Choose 72 takeovers and 14 takeover abilities. They have new badge perks. Look at this. Shows you and everything. So I like that. And then it shows you a whole list like this. Takeover has 5 levels, which you'll gradually boost with strong performances on the court by raising your takeover meter from heating up to red hot. So I don't really know how that works, but yeah, we'll see. Heart of a dynasty. Before your NBA play or career begins, relive your My Player's greatest moments, kickstarting your pro. So this is pretty much like you can have like a prelude without having a prelude. I guess you know what I'm saying, like they used to do in the old 2Ks where we would be able to start at high school and stuff like that. You can do that if you want to do that, but if you don't, you can skip it. Simple as that. I think I may actually play those, because I'm gonna be honest, that has such and such potential. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, that used to be really good stuff to like get like your player up. Climb dynasty rankings. We went over that in the little thing. GOAT ranking system returns in NBA 2K25, now with an added dynasty component to follow your team's place in history. See how you and your team compare to the 9 greatest dynasties in NBA history and deliver iconic performances to dethrone the likes of Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls and others. Let's get into it. Alright, so I ain't gonna lie, every time I see this, I think that's John Collins. But let's get into it. My career, My Player, badges, and takeovers. 12 minutes, 53 seconds, way longer than the last block. Let's get into it. We're not gonna go too much into My Career. If y'all want that, I'll probably make that his own video for sure. Learn more. We already know about all that. We've seen this. NBA 2K25 is just around the corner. Really a month away, so not really just around the corner, and we've got plenty to discuss ahead of its launch, including the MyPlayer Builder and all new Takeover system, improved badge progression, and the immersive MyCareer mode. For the latest iteration of the franchise, we were adamant about making significant changes to each of the aforementioned areas for a more tailored experience. Whether you're new to NBA 2K, a returning player, or a savvy veteran, there's more than one way to play. Let's get started. NBA, or I don't know why I keep saying NBA, but MyPlayer Builder, through each of these MyPlayer Builder paths, you'll have access to more information than ever before. So they're gonna, Every MyCareer starts with building your player, which is possibly the most integral moment on your journey to creating a legacy for yourself. We understand the importance of this process, so we've spent a good deal of time ensuring you have the tools necessary to build just the right player for you. MyPlayer Builder offers an array of customizations in the structure and archetype of your MyPlayer, with over 100 new possible archetypes you can create. When you enter the MyPlayer Builder, you'll have the option to choose from. Create your own build, where we're going to see that. Community build. I guess those are the only two. I thought it was going to be more. But yeah, let's get into this. Whether you're a build making veteran who has mastered the MyPlayer Builder or just looking to experiment and create a unique build, anyone can use the world-class MyPlayer Builder to create a build from scratch. You can choose, okay, so this is pretty much just chatting, I'm not gonna lie. So we get the picture of the builder that we got in, I guess, the little blog that we watched, and this is a 6'2 build. 87 dunk, 85 layup, 82 3 ball, 98 ball handle, 94 speed ball. So I'm really interested to see what it's going to take to get these animations. If it's the same as last year, that could be interesting because it seems pretty easy to get playmaking. But yeah. But I like the fact that you can actually address all 4 categories. Like, I like that. Now, he is kind of mid on shooting and mid on finishing. So that is interesting, but there is a very big deal that we're going to talk about later on in this video. 2, community build, first introduced, is not that important to me, I'm not going to lie. Through each of these MyPlayer Builder paths, you'll have access to more information than ever before. If you want to nerd out and dig deeper, you can preview all of the benefits you qualify for, including badges, takeovers in new takeover system, and signature animations. Once you have a MyPlayer build you like, we suggest taking it for a spin in the bro, that made me think, is this like a respec? But no, it's not. Okay, seen all this. You can do all the tests, participate in 3v3 or 5v5 games, play the new freestyle practice option to experiment without teammates or opponents. Bro, I don't know why this is a new thing. This makes no sense why that just wasn't always a thing where you could just do the freestyle practice option like you could do in my NBA and stuff like that. Like, that's perfect. That's all we really needed. Even if we didn't have micro, they could have just had something in the menu where you could just go to practice. It had like a practice tab, and you could do freestyle, and you could just test your jump shots, and in there you could actually change your animations. You know what I'm saying? That was literally all that was really needed, personally, if I'm being honest. Yeah. This year's MyPlayer Builder is designed to cater to different playstyles and strategic preferences, whether you're creating your MyPlayer from scratch or leveraging community wisdom. Each option in NBA 2K25 is crafted to fit your style. We've refreshed a handful of physical attributes. So let's get into this. This is pretty important. There are now 5 physical attributes in MyPlayer Builder: speed with ball in playmaking category, speed, agility, strength, and vertical. Stamina is now earned. I went over this in the last one, but pretty much you start at 85, do a workout, it adds 2 stamina. You can do 4 workouts a week, so by the second week you can do it. I don't really like the fact that they went from 5 to 4 just to make it take longer, but it doesn't really take longer, so I don't really get it, to be honest. Once any of your MyPlayers reaches a 99 stamina attribute, it is permanent. As an added bonus for hitting the gym, if you get at least 3 stars on all 4 weekly workouts, you will receive a temporary turbo meter boost and unlock a body type for your MyPlayer. So you unlock a body type Oh, so actually reducing it makes it easier. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, I like that. Okay, I like that. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I could do 4. I couldn't get all 5, so I just gave up on them joints a long time ago, 2Ks ago. Before I maybe okay, so I helping people like me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just gonna leave it there. Once you have done all 12 unique workouts in the Gatorade Gym, you will unlock Workout Warrior, which gives you 99 stamina, a permanent turbo meter boost, and all of your unlocked body types across all new existing saves. Now, the thing that's very interesting to me is for this, you don't have to actually get 3 stars. See, it says for this, you have to get 3 stars on all 4 weekly workouts. You will receive a temporary turbo meter boost. But for this, you just got to do 12 unique workouts. And you get 99, and you get a permanent turbo meter boost, and all of your body types. Now, the thing that I just thought about, it says it here. The thing I did just think about was, does this carry over? And it confirms it, yes. So what I was gonna say is, if the stamina doesn't carry over, you have to do this every single time. That is atrocious. But the fact that you only have to do it once, I might probably have 1 build for the first month because of this. Because once I get done with this, get my badge perks on that build, I'm gonna have it on all the rest of my builds with Rebirth. So yeah, that's gonna work out. In 2K24, the acceleration. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't see acceleration. I just peeped it. Acceleration is no longer in the game. I didn't even notice that. Oh my, bro. So I noticed strength. I noticed stamina, but acceleration. Whoa, that's a big one. Okay, so acceleration is not on that screen anymore. In NBA 2K24, acceleration attribute determine your dribble, launching, and off-ball movement. In contrast, NBA 2K25 dribble launching is now determined solely by the speed with ball attribute, while defensive lateral movement, off-ball launches, and off-ball cuts are determined by a new... Whoa! Okay! We don't gotta have all these think pieces. We don't gotta have all these research. They telling us right now, if you want to be able to move defensively, that's agility. You want to be able to move off ball, that's agility. You want to do off ball cuts, that's agility. That's a pretty big one. I ain't gonna lie. I knew it was off ball for offense, but I didn't know it was defensive it was like literally lateral quickness in it too. Speed of ball being the only thing that you have to worry about from launching, and it's gonna be speed of ball is gonna be more important than it's been the past couple years too. So I like that too. So everything when you're dribbling with the ball is speed of ball. So your launch, how fast you are while dribbling, that's a pretty big one. Now takeovers, I'm gonna go over this, but I'm gonna go over this later. I'm gonna get to some of the important things. This kind of give you a glimpse of all the badges. So if you wanna, you know what I'm saying, screenshot this, whatever you wanna do what you gotta do. Okay, badge perks. There are 3 new badge perks that you can modify progression of individual players. Each perk has 2 slots available to unlock. One for tier 1 badges, another for tier 2. So pretty much just like it was, but last year you had tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, or not 5, but all the way to tier 4. Now, when it comes to the badge perks, I'm guessing it's 6 because it says 3 are returning from last year. Oh, no, it's 4. Because it's earned through rotating. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But max plus 1. I seen these, but I didn't look at the description of these. The things that I saw kind of scared me later. I didn't fully read into it, but it looks really, really controversial. Boost a badge 1 level above its max potential. You must progress a badge to its max potential before equipping this perk. These are unlocked at level 15 and level 30 in each season. At the end of the season, your badges equipped with max plus 1 will revert to the original level. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. So you get 2 badges to go up a whole level. So if you have a Hall of Fame badge, I'm guessing they can go to Legend, which we will get into. Participation badges equipped with this perk will earn a flat base amount of progression each game, regardless of how many times they are activated. Interesting. Synergy badges equipped with this perk will receive a progression when your teammates earn progression using the same badge. Interesting. Performance multipliers. Pretty much the same thing as last year. Yeah, when you play tough opponents. Teammate grade when you win. Now, let's get into the stuff that's really kind of scaring me a little bit. Badge elevators. This is why I wanted to skip the badge and takeovers. New in NBA 2K25, badge elevators can permanently boost an individual badge of your choice up to 3 levels within its max potential. For example, if your badge is currently at bronze but has a potential of legend, it can immediately be boosted up to 3 levels from bronze to silver to gold to Hall of Fame. These will be available to unlock throughout the year from season level rewards. Badge elevators earned in season 1 to 4 can boost your badges up to 2 levels. And those earned in season 5 to 8 can boost your badges up to 3 levels. Now, the thing about this is, this one is not that OP. It's pretty much floor setters, but without the fact that you don't have to like actually earn the badges, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much what it is. You just pretty much instantly get it to a certain thing. I don't really see the point of, if you have a max potential of legend, you getting it to Hall of Fame. But if these badges are hard to get to Hall of Fame, that could be pretty nice to be able to do. But we'll see. But even if you get it to Hall of Fame and the max potential is legend, once you get it to legend, it doesn't drop. So that's what I'm kind of saying. So I would just say get it to gold and then do it if you can get it to legend. If you only can do it for the first 4 seasons, then later on you can get it to like silver and then you can get it to legend. Now the reason why he said this, he said so that people can kind of get used to it, but it's kind of self-explanatory. So, but I know they be explaining stuff and people be kind of tripping because I do that in videos and people be tripping. Cap breakers. Now this is the thing that really scares me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. I'm really kind of scared for this, and yeah, let's get to it. All right. Cap breakers. Last but not least, we are excited to introduce cap breakers in NBA 2K25. We saw community feedback that players wanted a way to not only increase attribute ratings above their max potential caps set at build creation, but also have those ratings contribute towards animation, badge, and takeover attribute requirements. That's exactly what cap breakers do. For example, let's say your ball handle attribute is maxed out at 85. You can apply 2 cap breakers to play with an 87 ball handle rating and also unlock access to any animations, badges, or takeovers that require an 87 ball handle. I think you kind of see where I'm going with this. There's a few restrictions to ensure a balanced gameplay experience. Each attribute can be increased a maximum of +5 above its cap. So this is pretty much like when they had the 95 to 99.9 system, where if you got to 96, you got +1 to all your attributes. +2 at 97, +3 at 98, +4 at 99, and if you was actually able to get it to 99.9, you got a +5. Now, I think they stopped it that last year, but for the most part, that's how it was for majority of that time. Or really on 2K20. I don't think it was really like that for too many other 2Ks. But, yeah. But they nerfed that a little bit, but at the same time, you could lose your overall back then. So, did it really nerf? So, yeah, you could have all your attributes be plus, but you lost it. And it fluctuated. And it fluctuated kind of heavy. Here, you get it. Now, if you can change it, that's cool. That's actually damn near better. But, yeah. You can use a cap breaker on an attribute up to its max potential rating allowed by your build's height, weight, and wingspan, which is shown in the MyPlayer Builder while allocating your attribute potential. You must progress an attribute to its max potential rating before applying a cap breaker. Okay, that right there, those last two actually, that's what I was concerned about. And they actually gave me a good breakdown of how they kind of nerfed it. Okay, so you can go above your cap. So when you're making your build, if you go for an 83 ball, and say for instance, it takes, like last year, 85 3 ball to get limitless range, you can put +5. But if you're at a height, weight, wingspan that doesn't allow you to get that 85, You cannot go +5 on that. So when you're doing your builds, you're gonna have to do your builds for the cat breaker. That's a pretty big deal. I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty big deal. Now, what I'm gonna say is, we all know what this is gonna get used for. 3-ball, ball handle, and speed ball. And I think speed ball may be used even more than it was last year, because now it's literally your speed boost and how fast you dribble with the ball. So I think that may even take precedent over ball handle, but ball handle is literally all your main innovations. Speed ball is just like dribble style, which is still important, but if they don't add like actually new, better dribble styles than what we've had the last 2 years, it won't matter too much. But with the change of speed ball being so important, I think it's gonna be that. Now, some people gonna still do dunk. Some people may even do agility. Some people may do speed. But that's pretty interesting to me that they did that. They capped it based off your height. So if you like had a build where you pretty much had a max 3-ball for your height, weight, wingspan, you cannot even do it. You can't do the cap breaker there. So that's very interesting to me. So I don't even know if I would even do it to my 3-ball based off that, because most of the time when I'm making my builds, I'm not doing it like that. But yeah, there are a total of 15 cap breakers available to earn through rep rewards. More on rep affiliation. Oh, so I thought the cap breakers, it was saying that you earned them through the rep affiliations in the city, but no, you only earn it through rep rewards. So it's another. Okay, hopefully this is not seasonal. I know the badge elevators is seasons. This is definitely seasons. But this is not as broken at all. That just helps you get to your max badge cap faster. Cap breakers are kind of game breaking. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of reminding me of like the Road to 99, the old Legend reward stuff, where you would kind of get stuff that actually kind of play to be better, I guess. Like play the more you play, like you get literal benefits for it. I don't really agree with that, because I feel like just because somebody no-lifes the game, they shouldn't just automatically have a better player. Like if you're better than me, you're better than me. But if you can just have a better player because you play the game more, I don't really agree with that. But I ain't gonna lie, people been complaining about rep rewards for a while. People wanted that, and 2K gave it to them. But let's go back up here to the takeovers and the badges. Now, for the takeovers, introduces a brand new takeover system with 72 takeovers and 14 takeover abilities. Each takeover targets different attributes, has 5 levels, ranging from level 1 when you're just heating up to level 5 when you're red hot. As you excel on the court, your takeover meter fills up, gradually boosting the targeted attributes as you rise up the 5 levels. This happens automatically, so you don't need to manually activate takeover. But if you make mistakes and produce bad plays on the court, your takeover meter will drop. Interesting. So it targets different attributes, but there's no actual number that it targets for the different attributes. So some could target more attributes, some could target significantly less. But they all have 5 levels, ranging from level 1 to level 5. As you excel on the court, your takeover meter fills up, gradually boosting the targeted attributes as you rise up the 5 levels. This happens automatically, so you don't need to manually activate takeover. But if you make mistakes and produce bad plays on the court, your takeover meter will drop. So takeover is not like the same thing. It's kind of more of a long-lasting effect thing. At level 5, you'll trigger a takeover ability that, when used effectively, can make you the most dominant player on the court for a short period of time. Initially, you will only have access to levels 1 through 3. You can unlock levels 4 and 5 each by activating its previous level in 30 different games. And we already seen, to get level 4, you have to activate level 3 in 10 games. So I'm kind of confused. So can you not activate your literal takeover ability until you get level 5? That's what I seen from it. Takeover level unlocks do carry over between saves. Each takeover has attribute requirements, and you'll be able to see which takeovers you have the potential to unlock within the MyPlayer Builder, as well as how each one's associated boost will impact your attributes. You can change your takeover at any time between games, selecting from any that you meet the attribute requirement for. So I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of different now. It's kind of different now. So it seems like it's a thing that lasts the entire game, more so than just for a short period of time. So you get 3 at 3, 4 at 4, but damn near 6 at 5. Yeah, 6 at 5, and then when you actually get the takeover ability itself, you get 7. And and we're not even talking about when we talk about the bad, like, oh, do they not have takeover perks anymore? I didn't see anything about takeover perks. They may not have takeover perks no more. Okay, so they may not. I don't think they're gonna have takeover perks anymore. But yeah, ranking takeover is gonna be very interesting this year because there's 72 different ones. Oh, with 14 takeover abilities. What's a takeover ability? See, I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, the takeover ability deep post bag. Oh, okay. So if you can have the same takeover, no, you can have a different takeover and it have the same takeover ability pretty much. But the reason why you would have different takeovers is because you're gonna get different pluses depending on your build. Okay, I guess I don't really see the point in that. But the way that they're doing takeovers, it kind of affects you throughout the game a lot more than the takeover system that we have right now. So that's interesting. Now, badges. There are 40 skill badges in NBA 2K25, and similar to takeovers, each badge has unique attribute requirements. When you're building your player, you'll be able to see which badges you have the potential to unlock. These 40 badges are split across 2 tiers determined by your MyPlayer's height. MyPlayer badges are progressed by activating each badge in games. This means badges you use the most will be earned more quickly, or I'm just gonna move on. Matching your playstyle on the court. This progression can only increase and does not drop. We already know that. Tier 1 badges are the most powerful badges available to you, but are more difficult to progress compared to Tier 2. You can also work on your badge. Oh, so Tier 1 are more powerful. Tier 2 are easier to progress. Oh, so this is not the way I thought. Now, let's see. They gave us every single badge in the game. Area Wizard, we already know what that is. Float Game, we already know what that is. Okay, let's go over this. Layup Mix Master. Improves a player's ability to finish fancy or acrobatic layups successfully. Paint Prodigy improves a player's ability to quickly and efficiently score while going to work in the paint. So that could be post. That could be layups. That's very interesting. Physical Finisher, so we don't have Fearless Finisher no more. Improves a player's ability to battle through contact and convert contact layups. And it says layups. It says layups. So that's interesting. Post Fade Phenom. I don't think this was in the game, actually, for the past couple years. So this improves your ability to make post fades and hop shots. Post Powerhouse. Strengthens a player's ability to back down defenders and moving them with drop steps. So this is now back down Punisher and drop stepper. That's gonna be OD. That's gonna be OD. Post Up Poet raises the chances of faking and getting by the defender as well as scoring when performing moves in the post. So this improves your ability. This is like Dream Shake. This improves. I guess this is gonna be post spin too, because it says getting by your defenders, so you can get blow bys, and that's kind of what spin did. It kind of gave you blow bys sometimes too. And it also improves your ability to finish in a post. So that's interesting as well. Posterizer increases. Okay, rise up. We know those. Okay, let's go back to the top. Defense. Okay, so we know Challenger Glove. High Flying Denier boosts the speed and leaping ability of a defensive player in anticipation of a block attempt. So that's pretty much chase down artists. But I always brought up vert. But chase down artists pretty much improved your speed and leaping ability when chasing down people for blocks. But this is saying it improves your speed and leaping ability just in general for when going for blocks. So that's interesting. That's very interesting because chase down artists is a very good idea. But if you watch bigs, like the best shot blocking bigs, they can chase down people, but they use those same instincts when coming from help side and getting blocks or just protecting the rim. And that's kind of gonna be doing both of those. So I like this low-key better. I low-key like this. So this is pretty much rim protector, you know what I'm saying, anchor, while also being chased on artists. I like that. A moving enforcer, a badge that definitely should stay. Let me see if some of these badges that were old are still, that are coming back, are different. Area Wizard seems the same. Float Game seems the same. Posterizer seems the same. Aerial Wizard seems the same. Box Out Beast seems the same. Rebound Chaser seems the same. Glove. Yeah, that seems the same. Challenger seems the same. A mover, okay. Interceptor seems the same. Off-ball pass seems the same. Okay, so we don't care. All right. On-ball menace, hounds and bodies up while defending on the perimeter. Okay. So that's pretty much clamps now. Pretty interesting that they changed clamps. I think clamps is a better name, but it's cool. Paint Patroller increases a player's ability to block or contest shots at the rim. Okay, so now that it literally says contest. It doesn't just say block. They have a badge for contest for defense now. Like, you had Challenger, that was the contest badge for perimeter. They really should have had a badge for blocking and contesting on the perimeter, though. That's what Challenger really should be. It should be for not just contesting. It should be for kind of like Paint Patroller is for paint. It should be a badge like that because there's a lot more guys that can do stuff like that on the perimeter now too. So I think if we're gonna do that for paint, I think it should be another one for the perimeter. But it's cool. And I'm not even mad at the perimeter one being split up because most people can't do both. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of an either or thing. But I'm not mad at there being a badge, a contest badge. That's very important in my opinion. Pick dodger is the same. Post lockdown is the same. Brick wall. Okay, this is actually interesting because brick wall actually no longer does this, backing down people or stopping people from being able to be back down. Does it? No. So how do you stop people in the post? Oh. Wait, post lockdown. Oh, so they did change some of this stuff. Post lockdown strengthens a player's ability to effectively defend moves in the post. So I'm guessing post lockdown is going to be the counter to everything post. So you're going to need post lockdown for post powerhouse. You're going to need post lockdown for post poet too. But also it increases the ability, a chance of ripping people in the post. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Pogo stick. Let's see if that's got anything new. Doesn't seem to. Let's go up there to the top for shooting. Shooting doesn't have nearly that many badges. Deadeye. No more blinders. Wow. Okay, so they took out blinders. Okay, I like that. I'm looking at this shifty shooter. I think that's going to be the one I like a lot. But Deadeye, jump shots taken with a defender closing out receive less of a penalty from a shot contest. So I'm guessing this is going to be blinders, Deadeye all in one. So we don't have to have those debates no longer. Perfect, bro. The badge tier is going to be a lot easier, man. I'm going to be honest. There's no more conflicting badges. The only really conflicting badge really is going to be a movement enforcer, high flying denier, and paint patroller, really. That's pretty it. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. Limitless range, we already know that. Yeah. 3-pointers from deep. Yeah. It pretty much extends your range. Mini marksman elevates the likelihood of making shots over taller players. Pretty much mismatch expert, if you know that badge. Set shot specialist. Boosts chances of knocking down, stand still, jump. Bro, they don't have catch and shoot no more. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm guessing set shoot step specialist is pretty much all those catch and shoot badges in one. Very interesting. There's no midi badge either. Very interesting. Okay, shifty shooter improves a player's ability to successfully make off the dribble high difficulty jump shots. So I'm guessing this is going to be phase. This is gonna be hop jumpers. This is gonna be step backs. This is gonna be spin jumpers. This is gonna be anything that you're dribbling into shooting. Oh nah, actually no, because they have a standstill jump shot badge. I don't know. Maybe they can go. Maybe you can do dribble. You can do dribbling and then do a standstill bad. Or damn, maybe you can dribble into a standstill jump shot and it be both of these. I don't know though, cause that would be off the dribble. But when 2K usually says off the dribble, they mean like fades and stuff like that, like the dribble pull-ups, the hop jumpers. So that's interesting. Ankle assassin increases the ability to break down the defender or cross them up. Ankle breaker, pretty much. Bailout. Okay, see if this anything new. Pass out of a shot. Layup yields fewer errant passes than normal. Additionally, it helps with passing. Okay, no. Break starter. Grabbing. Okay, we already know what this is. Dimer seems like the same thing, but it's just half court. I'm pretty sure they changed that last year and they changed it back to just half court, or it just was always half court. I think they had changed that back to, or out of it just being half court last year, but I could be wrong on that. Handles for days. A player takes less of a hit when performing consecutive dribble moves, allowing them to chain together combos quicker and for longer periods. Okay, we already knew. I don't know why I read that. Strong handle reduces the likelihood of being bothered by defenders when dribbling. Never mind. That's not what I thought it was. Unpluckable is coming back. Have a tougher time poking the ball free with their steal attempts. Okay, not what I thought it was going to be. Versatile visionary improves a player's ability to thread and fit tight passes, including alley-oops, quickly and on time. So this is pretty much needle threader with the lob badge that they had, which I don't really agree with this not having a badge to speed up the passing. Now, if the pass accuracy attribute speeds up the passing, I'm all for it, because the pass accuracy, it has to do something besides give us pass styles. It has to actually improve your passing ability. Your passes are more accurate, more consistently. The higher your rating is, your passes are significantly faster. The higher the rating is. It has to have elements of that. It can't just be you get your pass accuracy to a certain point to improve your passing ability through a pass style. That should not be how it works, in my opinion. Now, lightning launch speeds up launches when attacking from the perimeter. That's pretty much speed booster, quick first step, all that type of stuff. And yeah, our goal was to make every badge feel valuable and equally desirable. With fewer badges, each is more all-encompassing, having a legitimate impact on the court. We ensured every area of basketball was complemented with useful badges, so every playstyle has ways to stand out. This means there are fewer badges that activate in only very specific. For example, Shifty Shooter covers all off the dribble shooting. Set Shot Specialist covers all standstill shooting. So Shifty Shooter is gonna be kind of harder but once you get it maxed, you're chilling. But I think this may be going back to the older way where it's kind of harder to get your badges up. I hope not though. There's also a brand new level of badges higher than Hall of Fame called Legend. That's a big one, man. That is a big one. The highest attribute requirements to unlock for your MyPlayer, but give you a huge boost on the court. That's a big one. Them getting a new tier of badge is a pretty big one. And then we pretty much went over everything in the blog with that being said. They didn't give us a picture of the badges besides, I mean, I guess they gave us every single badge, so they didn't really have to do that. And then the rest is micro. That'd be its own little video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we already went over the badges, or not badges, but the micro in that one video. But if y'all do want that, like I said, like the video. For the most part, everything else that we probably gonna learn is probably through the blog. A little glimpse of what it takes to get a legend badge. To get lightning launch, you only need 94 speed ball. And I'm looking at this for a 6'2". If you want legendary lightning launch, you have to be 6'2" with a low weight to have that. So that's interesting to me. To be honest, that's interesting to me. I'm intrigued by it, to see how that's gonna work. A whole new tier badges to try to like emphasize when making your builds. And you cannot get your badges to that tier without your build having that ability to get to that tier. So yeah, even with the badge elevator that got talked about, I liked what I seen from the cat breaker that you can't get, like say for instance with this build. So this build has a max of 98. If you put your ball handle, actually if you put your speed with ball, it has a max of 94. If you had went to 89, you could go +5 on that with your cat breaker. If he would have went 93 ball handle instead of 98, he could have went 93 and he could have got +5 on that to get to 98. So those are things that you can kind of save when making your builds now. That's gonna go into making your builds for later on thinking about those cat breakers. But you got to think about it. Those cat breakers may be very hard to get as well because they said it's within rep rewards. So those could be super high rep rewards, but we don't know. It could be just stuff that's in the season, but I think it would have said in the season like it did for the badge elevators. But yeah, now Zach Timmerman, first question: are any shooting badges aside from mini marksman height cap? Shifty shooter maxes at 6'11". So there's height cap still in the game for badges. I'm thinking 98 nailed it. I don't know what this is. What is the exact ball control attribute to get? Okay, yeah. So he's giving us attributes that we need, or what we need to get certain badges. And to get like the new ankle breaker, you need a 98 ball handle. We can't get legend at 6'10". 6'2" is max height for legend. Okay, I understand what he's trying to say there. So he's pretty much saying the tallest you can be to have ankle assassin is 6'10". The tallest height you can have for legend is 6'2". I wish they would tell us like more of the height caps depending on the badge and the tier, but cool. All right, right here we're talking about the cat breakers and badge perks. So if you use a cat breaker to go from gold to Hall of Fame, then you can use a badge perk to go from Hall of Fame to legend. Yes, the +1 badge perk allows that, which we went over in the blog. What are the attribute ratings needed to unlock legend badges? All legend badges have at least one attribute requirement that is in the 90s. Most are 97, 98, 99, very high. The lowest is strong handle, which requires a 93 strength, as well as 80 ball handle. So that's pretty much like that one thing that we had this year. Physical handles, I think that's what that is. Physical handles. Also, so hyped, you can earn season XP from all my career games in NBA 2K25. So even if you never want to hop into online play against others, you'll be able to earn all the rewards each season. That's interesting. I don't know why it wasn't like that for season with they're having like a whole rep system now. So I guess that makes sense. Okay. Right here. Okay, this is pretty much just showing proof that builds on 24 are worse, or they're buffed on 25 compared to 24. That's pretty much all that's saying. Do cat breakers transfer across saves? Can you change them? Cat breakers are user-based prizes, so once earned, you can apply them to any save, new or old. When a cat breaker is applied to an attribute, it is permanent on that save. One of our favorite parts about cat breakers is that they contribute to badge, takeover, and animation attribute thresholds. On the cat breaking menu itself, as you temporarily increase cat breakers, the game will call out the exact features that are unlocked if you apply them. So with that, you can make informed decisions about where you'd like to apply your cat breaker. Okay, I'm gonna remember that when I make my build. Now, actually, they need to let us know. Oh, but I guess they can't let us know when we get cat breakers. But I guess we don't need to know yet. But as long as we know what it does. Do cat breakers transfer? Okay, kind of. This is not the same thing. Oh, okay. Something not mentioned if you apply cat breakers and your archetype name wants to change. Oh, so yeah, I seen this. So pretty much with cat breakers, you're gonna be able to unlock whole new build names. So it's like your build is gonna evolve with cat breakers, so they're gonna change your name. So that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. What is the scaling like between badge levels? As most can tell, when building their MyPlayers, higher attribute ratings increase your overall faster. One of the many reasons for this is that higher levels of badges get progressively more powerful. So in most cases, the difference you'll see in the impact between the higher badge levels, Hall of Fame and Legend, for example, is larger than the lower. So pretty much, if you want to build that has a lot of gold badges, you probably can do that. But what he's saying here is, so that probably why it's nerfed. So the more legend badges you have, the more that's going to affect your overall. The more Hall of Fame badges you have, that's going to affect your overall. The more gold badges you have, that's going to affect your overall. The more, okay, you see what I'm saying? So, but if you went for just a lot of bronze badges compared to legend, you probably would be able to get a lot more in your build than, you know what I'm saying? But, so say for instance, if you want to get more legend, pretty much you got to just take hits somewhere in comparison to like golds, Hall of Fames. Right here, Courtside was incorrect. Okay, so let's see what this is saying. Does playing my career games progress the games needed? Yes, playing my career games, including or excluding practice drills, will count towards unlocking takeover levels. Remember, you will unlock level 4 by activating level 3 in 10 different games, level 5 by activating level 4 in 15 different games. Takeover level unlocks do carry over between saves. So it's not 10 different times, it's in 10 different games. And it's not 15 different times, it's in 15 different games. So it has to be different games. And right here it says 30 games, when this is obviously showing it could be more than 25 or 30, but it has to be level 3 in 10 different games and level 4 in 15. So it really could only just be 25. All right, we got some more tweets to go over. Let's hop into them. Wolf tweets. He had a lot that we have to really go over. I think we went over this already, but just in case I didn't. Some more insight on 2K25 Builder. If you decide to go for legend badges in a category, your build will suffer. In other areas, if you want to be specialized and elite at one thing or two things, you will be lackluster in other areas. Alternatively, you can be a good, well-rounded player or build with a few Hall of Fame badges, a lot of gold and silver in all categories, a balanced do-it-all build. Ultimately, it's your decision on how you want to play 2K25. Excited for you all to get in there and start labbing. All right, so right there, he pretty much just says that when it comes to the builds this year, they're buffed. You're gonna be able to do more on it. It's gonna be more so based off the badges, more so than it is the ratings. The more legendary badges you go for, you know what I'm saying? So it really is gonna come down on this game. What's gonna be more important, attributes or badges? If they don't make the legendary badges significantly better than the Hall of Fame badges, it will not be a point of having legend badges. Simple as that. Most legend badges in 2K25 will be gated at a 97 to 99 attributes rating. And then here he says, can you explain max badge perk? Right here he gives a full explanation to it, which we already seen, but we'll go over it just in case he says something extra, because we already seen that stuff in the blog was already incorrect when we was talking about the Zach dude. It is a perk called max +1. When applied to badge, it will boost the badge to its max potential +1. Example, your build gets a max of Hall of Fame Paint Patroller. If you apply +1 boost to Hall of Fame Paint Patroller, it will boost the badge to legend level. And that is another thing that is going to be a reason why a lot of people don't even put legend, because if there's really only a couple of badges that's really OD at legend, all you got to do is make your build to be able to have a lot of these. Well, really not a lot, because I don't think you're going to be able to have a lot of Hall of Fame. He only really said you can have a lot of gold, a lot of silver. You can have multiple Hall of Fame, but you can still, while you have those multiple Hall of Fame, a lot of golds, a lot of silvers. So that was interesting. He said in all categories. So, but you can try to go for like the Hall of Fame badges that you feel are important. Now, I hope it's not scaled based off the attributes that they think is important. Like, say for instance, limitless range. That's probably going to take a lot. I heard it's like a 96 3 ball to get it, but we'll see in this video. Max +1 perk will be in the season reward path at levels 15 and 30. 15 is going to be for either tier 1 or tier 2. I just know they said tier 1 badges are the better badges. Tier 2 badges or worse, but you get those significantly faster. For some reason they flipped it around, but also the blog could have been wrong in how they worded that. At the end of the season, these will reset and you will have to earn the levels via season rewards to get the perks back. But also, don't forget, you can buy levels, so you can get it off rip if you want to. You must progress the badge to its max potential first before you are able to apply the perk. Now, the thing I just said about the fact that you can buy that is kind of pay to win, but at the same time it's not. It's kind of like, but yeah, it is pay to win. I'm gonna be honest, because like I said, bro, people can just buy these levels off the rip and have them day one. Now, having it day one ain't gonna be too much of an advantage because you gotta earn these badges levels. Now, when you earn them, they don't go down, and you can then put it on. But yeah. All right, here we got Mike Wayne. I think I went over some of these, but we're gonna go over them again just in case. If I did, I probably won't put it in the video. If I did, my bad. Would ankle breaker animations work without takeover? We definitely went over that, but he says pretty much you get a small chance to drop defenders with high levels of ankle breaker assassin, or ankle assassin, not ankle breaker. I don't know why they changed the name, but okay. Frequency cranks up considerably with takeover. We've seen that. Now, right here, from what I'm hearing, does agility not affect your dribbling speed of ball? Not stamina. We read that. All right, so right here, this is the one that we definitely have not seen. So right here, somebody asked him, is team takeover the same way or different? He actually, I don't know why they just didn't mention this in the blog. I feel like this is kind of important. Team Takeover has been replaced by Team Chemistry in NBA 2K25. The team contributes to a shared meter with teamwork-related plays, assists, good help, etc. When the meter is full, all players receive in-game boosts that further benefit team play. Boosts vary by mode and chemistry level. Now, the way that they make it seem Takeover works, it's pretty much a thing that's just a constant. And it's like a constant like +7 if you keep it at a certain level. And you can have it seems like you only can pop take once a game no matter what you're playing. So whether you're playing park, whether you're playing rec, whether you're playing pro-am, whether you're playing stage, it seems like you only can pop it once a game. I'm more so interested to see how that's going to work when it comes to outside of my career, 5v5. That don't really seem like a thing that's going to be easily done. Maybe it just pops automatic, but that just seems a little odd for that. But yeah, they have like 72, I believe, different takeovers and then like 14 different abilities. But that's interesting, the fact that they did it like that. But the boost being like a constant all throughout the game, and team chemistry being on top of that, giving you even more boost, is kind of crazy. But that also seems like another way randoms control you, so I will say that. All right, let's get back into Zach tweets. 6'8" Hall of Fame and 6'6" legend. I don't know what IIRC is, but hey, shout out to that, I guess. Let me see. This is probably gonna tell us the badge. Okay, so right here, Joey says, I'm already rattled, and it's showing legend Deadeye. That seems very OP. The developer himself says, me too. Can you tell us the tallest you can be for Hall of Fame Deadeye and Lethal Deadeye? Now, one thing I will say, legend should be OP. I don't want to see people saying this badge needs to be nerfed, this, that, and the third. No, I don't want to see anything getting nerfed. If there's anything getting nerfed, it should be like glitches, like something that just genuinely is not meant to be in the game. Like people like doing just, I don't know, being invisible. I don't know, like people hitting 100% post hooks or something. I don't know, but I don't want to see like people being good at the game earlier than other people and that being patched. But yeah, he says me too to that, so that tells me something. I'm maybe reading too much into it, but that they tried to make legend badges like kind of arcadey. So if you play like NCAA, you break a lot of tackles on that game, very offensive focus. I feel like they may have went arcadey with the legend badges, but everything else is still kind of grounded. So maybe legend badges is only a my career thing, but I doubt it. Can you tell us the tallest you can be for Hall of Fame Deadeye and Lethal Deadeye? Now this is the question that we need asked. 6'8" for Hall of Fame, so you can be a 6'8" with Hall of Fame Deadeye, and you can be a 6'6" with. Okay, I think you had to be 6'5" for it last year, but I like that. Okay, so we're gonna go back. All right, so right here, he just retweeted the Team USA. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? At the time of this video dropping, you probably will not see that, and they probably will already have the gold because they're playing France. But shout out to the game against Serbia. Can you give us the max speed with ball of a 7-foot player? 65. I'm trying to think what the speed with ball. I know in a 6'10", you could get 76, I believe. Maybe even, no, it was a 70. So there's no way you got a 65 on a 7-foot this year. So maybe that's even higher than it was last year. So maybe even like the minimums or the maximums that each build gets. are even higher. So right here, he pretty much breaking down what are the height caps for each position in NBA 2K25. The max height for each position are 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", 7 foot, 7'3". Now, if you're an OG 2K player, you remember these heights. Now, they did at one point change point guard from 6'5" to 6'7". I don't exactly remember what 2K that was, but that's how it originally was. And then they started going 6'9" on the point guards. Then they reverted that back to 6'8", and now we going back the way that we came, pretty much. Now, right here. Now, I'll be honest. Do I think that these are the right heights? In my opinion, no. I think point guard and shooting guard should have a little bit more difference. I think really every height should be a 2-inch difference. Pause. Really was crazy. But, you know, if the tallest height is going to be 7'3", I think power forward should go up to 7'1". Now, I do understand how that could make small forwards kind of broken, because then small forwards got to be 6'11", but 6'10", 6'11", that's only an inch. You can say an inch matter, but I don't know. Shooting guard 6'9", you can say that's only an inch. But then point guard being 6'7" ain't as crazy. Now, the thing is, in my opinion, regardless of what's the height caps, I think at these different positions, it should fluctuate how easy it is to make certain builds. So that's my opinion. Like on 2K21, it was a good idea because it made more position variety important, because people at the end of the day are always going to make point guards, but power forwards being important in that game because they were so OD made that power forwards crazy. Now, they did it wrong. It was just busted. It was broken. That's because the way that they do builds, you put money on the game, they can't really patch builds. But that's why I say let's have a demo. I don't think they're going to have a demo. But, yeah, I do think that there should be, like, difference between the positions, not just the heights. I think the heights should have difference, but I think the positions should too. But, yeah, that's just me. Now, right here, what are the height minimum for each position? And it's kind of funny that he added Baluba, and he ended up responding. But 5'9" to 6'7", 6 foot to 6'8", 6'4" to 6'10", 6'5" to 7 foot, and 6'7" to 7'3". Okay. Now, next, he pretty much goes over the new names that they got. Are there new build names? Yes, there are well over 100 new possible archetype names that can be discovered. Some of my favorites are Rim Attacker, which is a solid name, but it's just another way of saying slasher. But Small Ball 4, Swiss Army Knife, which is a name that they should have probably been had. Junkyard Guard. I just want my Stretch 4 build name back, and he pretty much confirms that there are some names that are going to be returning. I'm not mad at names returning. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'll say. Can you explain? I already seen this. Okay, let's see. Okay, right here. He says a lot right here. I kind of heard this earlier because I was just seeing if he was putting out any more tweets. He pretty much answers a question about attribute points in the MyPlayer Builder, and this kind of goes over what I said earlier a little bit. Each year, the overall rating system in my career goes through a massive overhaul, which is kind of true. People say that 2K is the same game every year. The build system differentiates every single year. It's not, even if it looks similar, it's been a difference on it every single year that kind of changes how you make your builds in terms of badges, attributes, all that. Even gameplay. Across the board, we're always looking to maximize ways for players to make fun and unique builds while also preventing metas and demigods from sneaking through the cracks. While there are literally hundreds of thousands of different MyPlayer possibilities out there, we've created more tools that I guess he meant to say that pull out the outliers, thus allowing us to increase the flexibility in the number of attributes a user can apply to their player. In the end, in almost all cases, if you recreate a build from NBA 2K25 or from 2K24 in NBA 2K25, you'll end up with a lower overall that leaves room to allow you to pump in some more attributes. He said a lot there to just say they buffed builds. It's easier to have more stuff on your builds. Y'all know that making demigods makes the game bad. That's why we want a regular builder. That's not 100% true. People kind of confuse the demigod thing. I will say, I think we do need to go in a different direction. If you're gonna go demigods, I think you should go all the way in on demigods, because whatever that was this year, that was just not it on the build system in my opinion. But at the same time, demigods is not a horrible thing if you do the gameplay right. Demigods was awful in 2K21 because the gameplay was awful. There was just no defense on that game. It just is what it is, regardless of if people could do everything or not. If people couldn't do everything in that game would be 10 times worse because, yeah. But Yeah, if they can have demigods, it's worked in the past. It just gotta have good gameplay. Fun. If you're gonna have a demigod game, you have to have really ridiculous gameplay that kind of makes offense and defense like be able to counter each other. So like, if somebody is a guy that can do everything, but they're also going against a guy that can do everything, the guy that can do everything that's guarding them should be able to play great defense. But that's just not the case. So that's what I'm saying. Hopefully that makes sense, but it probably don't for somebody. Is there a way to test out our jump shot in the jump shot creator after we make one, or will we have to find a court? I create it when I'm in my court. So he pretty much not only says there's my court back, which we already knew, but he pretty much confirms what I asked. I was hoping that when you're in the my court, you can change your animations, all that. And that's how it used to be. But I do know when it comes to doing a couple of the things in the city, I know that they bring in the city back. You couldn't do a lot of those like things. You have to walk outside, walk back in, walk back out. Like, nah, we didn't want that. Then here you can create jumpers in my court. No more leaving to change the jump shot and coming back into the building. Actually, on current gen, the last couple years, you may not have been able to do that. You may have had to walk back out. Unless someone pulls the rug from me, yeah, that's what I do. Step off the court, create the jumper, hop onto the court, and test it. I remember it being like that, but I think on like 2K21 where they had the beach, I don't think you could. I think you had to walk back out. But it's been a couple. It's been a couple since I played the game that had my court. CT ESPN Lakers. If you know, you know. So you're saying I could get level 5 takeover and activate my takeover boost. Then when it expires, I drop back to 4.5 and I'm only 1 to 3 good plays from activating my takeover ability again. This is what I was asking. Your takeover boost will automatically fire off when you hit level 5. Then yeah, drop back to 4.5. Takes a bit to get from 4.5 to 5 though. Okay, maybe I was wrong. So you don't get to only unlock takeover once a game. He pretty much says you can, but maybe it just takes a long time to get takeover. I hope that has like a scale effect for like 5v5 games where you got quarters in the park where you only playing the 21, because I don't know. It don't seem like they got takeover perks anymore. So I'm a little concerned with that one. Okay, what happens when your takeover expires? Takeover is quite different than what you've been used to. It's really a hot cold meter that flows up and down based on how you're playing. There are no significant gains or drops to the meter. When level 5 expires, your takeover ability expires and you simply drop back to about halfway point between level 4 and level 5. This is the same for each level you drop out of. If you drop out of 4, you get to the halfway point of 3 and 4, and so on. Now, if you remember when he was showing the takeovers, at each level you get +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, +6, all the way to +7 when you're in your takeover ability. So it's pretty much you're gonna have a constant pluses to your abilities. Now, I don't remember if they ever took this out, but I do remember there was a time that the higher your 3-point rating was, the faster your jump shot was, or something like that. I don't think that's in the game anymore. I think the only way you change your jump shot timing now is when you're tired. So, but if they do have something like that still, and I'm just tripping, that'll be bad. That'll be bad. Now, right here, he responds to the thing I saw earlier. Thanks for the reply. Seems like that could be overpowered, but I'll wait and see. Maybe 3.5 or 4. What do we start the game at? Is 2.5 neutral or something? And dropping means cold. You start at 0. 0 is neutral. You can go cold below 0. That seems a little crazy, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I don't know. We're not gonna fully know a lot of this until we get our hands on it. So please don't beg the man to drop the patch stuff when we ain't touched the game. Most legend badges okay, we seen that. Okay, we have another thing. What advantages do shorter builds have this year? Shorter builds are a constant subject of discussion for us. It's clear that a shorter build, while likely faster, quicker, and better handles, has a hard time getting off a viable shot against lengthy defender. This made it very difficult, ultimately, to succeed as a small scorer. We are giving more wiggle room to smalls in the builder. In addition, we're introducing a new badge called Mini Marksman, which allows a smaller shooter 6'3" or shorter to shoot more effectively against taller defenders. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Taking out that badge for shorter builds was the dumbest thing they ever did, in my opinion. And then nerfing it and putting it with playmaking was another bad decision in my opinion, because people found ways to loophole that. But no, they should have never. They were trying their hardest to make the small guards not good. And I will be honest, if 2K wants to make a realistic game, small guard builds are getting X'd out the game. If you're watching the NBA, the Celtics pretty much just gave people a blueprint of how small guards are becoming less and less usable in the NBA. Like, you gotta be crazy elite, but even then, you play against the Celtics, it's tough. It's only really one person that can really destroy them, that's a small guard. We don't need to say no names. Let's keep it moving. So do smaller builds have gradually more attribute points? Yes. So he pretty much confirms right there that the smaller you are, the more or the easier it is to upgrade your player. So that's gonna make small guards be a lot more used this year. I'm already thinking about it. I'm gonna be making my 2K25 build video very soon of my theory of what's gonna be the best build before we, you know what I'm saying, get the game, because it don't seem like we're gonna get a demo. So hopefully I can get that out before they drop any more news. But if they do drop news of a demo, then that probably doesn't drop. But yeah, I gotta drop that annual little video. They may even be with this video, I don't know. All right, so we got more 2K25 builder news. I'm gonna try to postpone this video as long as I can until we get all the tweets out that we possibly can. So he's answering another question. Can we use our jump shot in the builder tester? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what y'all was reading, I don't know what y'all was looking at, but it literally showed us and they told us that you could do that. He told us himself, but he's gonna answer it right here. But maybe we get even more details on how it works. When you enter the build tester, you will be presented with a screen that is much like the gameplay animations menu in My Career. You can recreate a jumper, create a dunk style, and swap animations in and out for every gameplay category we have. Then you can test in freestyle 3v3 or 5v5. What you do here, however, is temporary. It's simply to test drive what your player could be capable of. That said, if you find animations you like, you can favorite them and they'll show up at the top of your list once you enter My Career. So that's nice that you can have your favorite animations at the top and stuff like that. But yeah, then right here, I still don't get how this wasn't brought with the tester when it was first introduced. It's literally useless. He says making games takes time, pretty much. And then right here, he kind of doubles down on what he was saying. For those who have been wanting this for years, I feel that ditto glad is in makes such a huge difference in knowing if your build is the right one for you. To be real though, they're not saying much about VC and how much it costs. People need to ask how much does it cost to even make a build. I think that's kind of important. I think that's kind of the elephant in the room. But hopefully it's lower than ever. But that most likely that's not true. Now, if it isn't going to be true, hopefully the build system this year is kind of more stabilized in terms of, like, yeah, we're going to be able to test it, but hopefully it's not too much fluctuation on the patches and what's going to be the things that we going to need on our build and what's not, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so right here, we don't even have to go to Wolf. For all my guards out there, be open to using a smaller guard in 2K25. Smaller guards will have more attribute points to work with. You will also have access to the new badge, Mini Marksman. Personally, I've been enjoying playing on a small guard. Typically 6 foot to 6'2" is the height I make my small guards. Obviously, height will always have great benefits, but don't sleep on the smaller, quicker guards in 2K25. And I'm gonna be honest, I think smaller guards are definitely gonna be meta. I think just bringing that badge back is gonna be enough. Can other people see if you have cat breakers? Yes, the 2K or the cat breakers show up in 2K cards, the attributes, menu, etc. That's interesting. All right, so to give y'all even more credence to what I was saying on the overall and attributes getting more on builds this year, this is a 99 overall build. We don't know the height, we don't know the weight, we don't know the wingspan. This is something that they showed in the trailer. 99 overall, you have 93 layup, 93 dunk, 87 3 ball, 85 pass accuracy, 93 ball handle, 91 speed with ball, while still having an 85 steal, 87 speed, 83 agility, and 80 vert. So you getting a lot more on this build than you really could get on 2K20. Alright, so right here, this is pretty much all the badges that got removed. Acrobat, Pro Touch, but majority of these badges, you know what I'm saying, they got removed, but they got put into other badges. But one that's pretty interesting is Bulldozer. I didn't really see a way that got put back in the game, so I'm guessing they're going away from stuff like this, animation type badges. But they do still have physical finisher, so that could be within physical finisher, just like fearless finisher. But it only seems like it really does like the contact layup finishing ability. So I don't think it is. Actually, another thing I just noticed, they took out big driver and they didn't really replace that. They don't have a big man like dribbling badge. So I think that's interesting that that's just more so based off speed with ball now, no longer based off height. So I think that is interesting, but I think there is a height cutoff for it. So that is interesting. This is the first look at the takeover. This was another thing that was in the trailer. So you see how the takeover has 3 levels. You got the team chemistry, so you can kind of see that's how the team takeover thing works. So your team chemistry is at 99%. You got the A+, the stats. So yeah. All right, here, I don't even know if we can even show this, but this is something that leaked as well, pretty much. Requirements of other badges in the game. I don't think this is that big of a deal to get in trouble for. So we're gonna go over some of these. So handles for days, this is one that we can see all 5 badges in all the categories, or not categories, but all the requirements. So to get, like, I guess legend handles for days, 97 ball handle. They said that the majority of them gonna be 97 to 99, but there are gonna be some that's in that lower 90s. It's just gonna be 90s and up for sure, guaranteed. But yeah, 97 ball handle, 94 ball handle, 90 ball handle, 81 ball handle, and 71. So very interesting. I'm pretty sure the way they did it, if you remember how they did it last year when you made a build, if you had a 99, the difference between 99 and like 98 majority of the time was like 3 overalls. So I'm pretty sure what they did, the higher the overall, instead of it just being like that for 99, it's probably like that for 99, 98, 97 in the scales. Instead of it being like the more attributes you put into a build, you know what I'm saying, such and such. So the higher the attribute, the more it affects the overall, instead of it just being the more attributes you put into a build. So I like that way a lot more, to be honest. But yeah. All right, here is Deadeye. This doesn't show all of them, but this just gives us a glimpse of what it's gonna take. So you got 73 just to get it, 85 just to get it, 92 just to get it gold. So just a added glimpse just to see how it works when you comes to, I guess, getting the badge. All right, here we got Ankle Breaker Assassin, which is, or not Ankle Breaker Assassin. I'm gonna probably just call this Ankle Breaker, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we've seen this in the trailer, 98, 95, 93, 86, 75. I think a lot of people gonna actually try to get it, but if it's not good, it's not gonna be worth it. But we'll see. Then we got some Interceptor looks, 60, 73. So yeah, aim, but 73 driving dunk, 65 vertical. By the way, I have no clue how they're getting this, but yeah.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!